Carolween comes to an end.
Happy Halloween, everybody.
Happy Halloween, everybody. It is Halloween if you're listening to this. The day it goes up, hopefully the little ones have gotten out there. They have tricked. They have treated. You being good parents have taught your children what taxes are. You have carved yourself a little 30% of the action.
That's right.
A little piece of the action.
As long as they get decent candy.
As long as they get decent candy. My coworker who was raised in Asheville said the neighborhood that's right around the Biltmore, they are required to give out full bars of candy on Halloween.
Yeah.
And they close it off to the public.
Of course.
And it is just those within the community there that gets the 1% feeding the 1%. And they said trickle down works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even on Halloween, trickle down doesn't even work.
Yeah.
So do they knock on the door and say trickle down instead of trick or treat?
Ding dong, trickle down.
Trickle down.
Does it work? No. You get two pieces. As long as we all know how it works. So this is the last episode of our self-proclaimed Carolween.
That's right.
Yes. We've gone through a couple hard ones.
We have. Quite a few. I have seen way too much, but it's all been in the service of good horror. That's right. And we chose some good ones.
I do believe we did. Mm-hmm. Outside of that, what have you been watching lately?
I've been watching the new Watchmen.
Oh, okay.
Which is actually quite good.
Very good.
It surprised me the first couple of episodes, how good the first couple of episodes were. I've also been watching some British costume drama. I became addicted to Poldark.
Oh, I've never heard of this show. I don't know what it's about, though.
It's set in the late 1800s in Cornwall, England.
Okay.
And it's about Ross Poldark, who has terrible taste in women and really just makes the wrong decision every fucking week.
And this is a drama, you said?
Yeah, it's a drama, and he looks really pretty. He's played by Aidan Quinn, who was one of the pretty dwarves in the Hobbit trilogy.
I hadn't heard that name in a while.
So it's stupid melodrama, but I'm enjoying it, and it's a brain. It's away from horrors.
Okay, that's your brain reset show.
Yeah, I have been watching other horror movies as well.
Okay,
some little known ones. I'm recording a podcast for Geek Radio Daily, 13 lesser known Halloween movies. Mm-hmm. So I've been catching up on those to make sure I get good ones on my list.
All right, excellent. So we will end this bit of business off with, of course, the titular Halloween. The John Carpenter joint.
Yes. 1978?
78, yes. 1978. This is the first time I've seen Halloween all the way through.
Really? The first one?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
All the way through. I think it is very known that me and horror don't exactly mix too much. I don't know who came up with this horrible idea of watching 10 of them, or how many ever it is we watched all throughout the month.
Yeah, it was actually 10.
Yeah, we put in some good work. I thought it was going to be 8. Yeah. Turns out we can't count. Yeah, so we got our slasher in here for the month, man, with Mike Myers.
Supposedly the first slasher film, although technically Black Christmas
owns that mantle.
Yeah, it would qualify because that was 73, I think.
Okay, so beat it by a couple of years.
Yeah, Texas Chainsaw 74, but I don't consider that a slasher film. I consider that more Grindhouse. He's not really... Slashers, to me, they have to have a weapon of choice. And yes, he does have the chainsaw, but he doesn't...
It's in the title there.
Yeah, but he doesn't... He killed one person with a chainsaw.
The most unfortunate person.
We cheered him. At that point. Thank you. God, thank you, Leatherface. But yeah, this is Mike Myers.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. Mike Myers. With the Will Shatner face mask on.
That's right. That they painted white.
Still somehow looks like Will Shatner.
It does, though. It does.
Going around
in the original, it does.
Yeah.
We'll get to zombie in a moment.
We'll get to the Rob Zombie. So you ready to get into this?
Let's get into this.
Thing? Yeah. I do believe Carpenter did the music for this as well.
Yes, he did.
He does that a lot in his movies.
He does it. Oh, yeah. He does a lot. I'm probably one of the few that finds this a bit repetitive.
I mean, it most certainly is.
It's not bad.
It's effective.
It's effective.
Yeah.
I have to say his score for the Halloween 2018 is far superior.
Oh, okay.
Because he scored that one as well.
Carpenter's got to have his fingers in the pie somewhere.
Yeah, he's going to be making the money on it.
Yeah, he's like, damn it, I started this shit. I'm getting my slice.
I think Most of his films he scored.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
He scored The Thing, and he scored The Fog.
Oh, all right,
And he just likes to sit down in his Casio and
go to work with the 2 fingers just jabbing away like my boss at work. Yeah. I mean, I didn't know what to expect in this joint, considering it's the way they were doing horrors back then in the 70s. It's definitely much different than the horrors that are coming out now. And well, I'll sum everything about the end of that.
Yeah.
So let's get into this business.
So let's get into it. So it's Haddonfield, Illinois, 1963.
Mm-hmm.
And it's Halloween night, and you open with a point of view shot.
Yes.
Walking up on the Myers house. You don't know it's the Myers house, so it's just
a house.
And so this person who you're looking through his eyes is looking through the window, and there is a young couple on the couch. Mm-hmm. And he's talking about, where's your little brother? And she's like, I don't know. He's out trick-or-treating or whatever.
Yeah.
Who cares? Brat.
Yeah, well, that's how families are sometimes.
You know?
Not too far off.
Frankly, he is a bit of a brat.
So really, who's wrong in this scenario?
So they go upstairs for a little bit of fun.
A little bit of fun.
And when I say little bit, I mean little bit.
Yeah, because it's like they go upstairs for a little bit of fun, then he comes in and dude's already coming back down the steps.
He's
like,
already coming back down the stairs.
That was fun.
He's like going up the stairs. I'm done. Okay.
He's got my cardio in. Heart rate's up.
So our little voyeur goes through the back door, grabs a kitchen knife, waits for boyfriend to leave, and then goes upstairs. And goes put some work in on that sister. Yeah, kills the sister. Now she turns around and goes, Michael.
Which is not how I would say it if I was being approached with a giant kitchen knife.
He does put a little clown mask on with a little poopy nose.
Yeah.
And then just stabs
goes
her.
to town.
Goes to town.
No cause, no impetus.
No.
Just one day he didn't get the Reese's peanut butter cups he wanted,
man.
and he was like, someone has to play the toll.
He didn't live in Biltmore, and he was pissed that they got the full.
Let me in.
They wouldn't give him full bars. No, it's like, screw it, I'm going to kill my sister. And then he runs outside, and mom and dad pull up, and you realize that this is just a kid. He is 6 years old.
That's crazy to me.
And mom and dad just stand there staring at him, like holding them. He looks a little shell-shocked at this point.
I assume everybody in the scenario is a little shell-shocked.
6-year-old holding bloody knife.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, their mind goes to, well, the only other person that's in that house would be our daughter.
Yeah.
And there's a bloody knife, so you can put 2 and 2 together real quick.
Yeah. See, in my household, my parents would have been like, put that thing down.
Wash that off before you put it back with the rest of the knives.
You better not have killed your sister.
We might have guests. Yeah. So, yeah, that's that. And then, do we get a time jump here?
We do. We get a 15-year time jump.
So, Mike Myers is chilling at about, 21?
21 years.
Yeah. Okay.
They
Big boy.
They don't really do any sort of, exposition as to what's... No. It goes straight into Dr. Loomis.
Good old Dr. Loomis, man. Donald Pleasance.
Donald Pleasance.
This is the only other thing I've seen him in besides the movie where he's a James Bond villain.
Yeah, he plays Blofeld.
He's in Blofeld. One of the Roger Moore toys. No, one of the Sean Connery toys. Sorry.
Was it Sean Connery?
Yeah, because Roger Moore, the whole rights to Blofeld were tied up.
That's right. They dropped him in
the smoke shack or smokestack or whatever.
That was just a
rudest way to kill
end to that villain. Just drop him in the smokestack.
Great villain with a terrible ending.
Yeah. So Donald Pleasance, and he's driving with a nurse because they're going to transport Michael Myers. He's Michael Myers' doctor, and they're going to transport Michael Myers to a higher facility or a higher level facility because he's 21.
Yeah, at this point, you get thrown in with the rest of the big boys.
And they're driving around, and she notices that there's patients just like wandering all over the yard.
Oh, do they usually let them out like
this? Do they usually let them out? No, they don't.
No.
So Loomis gets out to contact the hospital, and somebody jumps over the car. Nice jump scare there.
It is. Not a whole lot of jump scares.
No, but the ones that he has are effective. And pulls her out of the car. Does not kill her.
Yeah.
Just wants the car.
Yeah, just wants the car. He's selective. He's like, look, you haven't wronged me in any way.
Yeah, I don't know you, so
yeah.
I just need your car.
I question the interior color of this car, but I won't kill you for it.
And could you not smoke in your next car? But Yeah, he steals the car. No explanation as to how he knows how to drive.
Yeah, there's a lot of gloss up. And even Loomis brings this up.
Loomis does bring it up. And they actually do attempt to explain this in, I think it's Halloween 6.
Oh, okay. They wait that long. So remember a couple years back?
Halloween 6 is so horrible. that he does.
I just imagine him trying to drive his like short round, like hold on to your potatoes, and he's got like little boxes on his feet.
I just wanted him to like realize it was a manual, and it's like shit. I know it's an automatic, and just for the rest of the movie, whenever he drives by, have the car just go
grinding the gears and all sorts of weird stuff. Who's in that car?
So he drives off with the car, and then Loomis is yelling at the head of the hospital. You don't know what you've let out.
Yeah. I think it was like last weekend. I pull up Twitter just to see what's going on, and I see Loomis is trending. Now, I work for a major bank. Loomis is one of our cash vendors. So I was like, oh, shit, Loomis done something. I'm trying to get the dirt. And it's literally just post after post after post of people being like, Loomis didn't do shit in this movie.
He did. He waits till the very end.
Yeah, till the very end to do anything. Yeah.
But
he's got a lot of fire under some asses.
Yeah, so he yells at the head of the hospital, and, well, we don't know where he's going. I know exactly where he's going. Yeah. And that brings us to Haddonfield.
He's going to Haddonfield.
Yeah, he's going home.
Yeah.
It's the only place he knows. I mean, he was 6 when they locked him up.
Where else is he going to go?
Where else is he going to go?
At first, I was like, oh, man, Loomis is on top of the game. What do you think about it? Yeah, like, where
Little
else
did they know he was going to Disney World.
Saw the commercial once. I'm out.
Never got this when I was a child. Maybe because I knifed my sister. I was a bad boy.
So we are in the town of Haddonfield. So this is one of those one of the tropey towns. It's a sleepy joint. Not a lot's popping off in Haddonfield.
No,
which you need a town like that. So people are always like, no, nothing like that would happen in this town.
One sheriff and 2 deputies. And,
So if they lived in Chicago, this has been like a 30-minute movie. He pulls out that knife, gets clapped a couple times.
It's like, oh yeah, from a knife to a gunfight. Bang, bang,
pop, 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 pop. Credits.
I should have stayed in the hospital.
Somebody take me back to the hospital, please.
So we're introduced to Laurie Strode, played by Jamie Lee Curtis in her first major film.
Now, what grade are they supposed to be in? Because she's looking like a teacher's assistant in the class.
Here's the thing. She actually kind of, if you squint, looks like a high school student.
If you smear some Vaseline on the screen.
Yeah. The other two, the ones that play what's her name? PJ Stoll? Oh, God. I had it in my head, and then it was gone.
Her two friends look very high schoolish. Seniors,
trying to be high. PJ Souls, who I've met, and Nancy Kies plays Linda and Annie.
Annie, yes. I'm just thinking Ashley.
Neither one of them look like teenagers. They're dressed like teenagers, but they don't look like teenagers.
If you think that Jamie Lee looks more like a teenager?
I think Jamie Lee looked more like a teenager. She looked more studious.
Yeah,
you can put pigtails on PJ Souls all the time, but she's not going to look 16. And however many times you have her use the word totally.
Yeah.
She's just not a teenager.
Oh, bless the script.
Yeah. So I do believe this is the start of using 20-somethings to play teenagers so you can show their boobies in movies.
Yeah.
Which is the main reason why we've got PJ Souls in this film, because she's going to...
Yeah, she's gonna
take her top off.
She's gonna whip those bad boys out.
Jamie Lee doesn't.
More on that later.
She's a good girl.
Yeah, in this movie.
So in this movie. So you gotta go wait for True Lies for that
one. Not Coming to America.
Trading Places. Yeah, I think that was first actually.
Yeah.
So we're introduced to Laurie Strode, just a high schooler. Her father's a real estate agent and asks her to drop keys off at the old Myers place because they're selling it.
So, that's what I want to know.
Somebody wanted to fix her up, or somebody from that Home and Garden Network. We're fixing up the Myers murder house next week.
We're going to flip this house. We're at this commercial break.
So she's running off to school, meets up with Tommy Doyle, who she is babysitting later that night, because apparently it's Halloween. Or is it the day before? It's the day before.
But aren't people out trick-or-treating? Or is it the zombie joint where they're out trick-or-treating?
I think it's... I'm trying to remember the title card. 'Cause I think it says it's October 30th when it starts because she's babysitting Tommy Doyle on Halloween though.
Okay.
And she walks him to school. Yeah, because he comes home from school. Yeah, I think it is like they do like a day switch. But she goes to drop the keys off, and he's like, "You don't want to do that. It's haunted."
Yeah, Tommy. At first, I was like, "Man, this kid's the worst," but he kind of grew on me.
Yeah, he's not too bad.
Yeah. He just wants to know about the boogeyman. That's all he wants.
Yeah, he wants to talk about the boogeyman because is the boogeyman real? Yeah, the boogeyman is real, and he's in the house watching them.
Right.
Because you get your Michael Myers, you get a lot of Michael Myers kind of sitting off to the side going.
Yeah, a lot of neck down shots. They take forever to reveal the fact that he's rocking the mask.
Yeah, they probably had to do that because like 4 guys played Michael Myers in this film.
Oh, really?
Whoever was handy.
Yeah, hey, Stu, get down to the lot. Yeah,
just shoot him from here down because he's definitely not the same as the other guy. So Michael is watching them.
A lot of reconnaissance in this movie.
Yeah, he's just hanging out in the house eating dogs.
Still warm.
Seriously, go rob a burger joint, Michael.
Yeah, come on, Mike.
So, Lori goes to school, and that's where you meet Annie and Linda, her 2 friends, frenemies. I don't know. These girls just don't seem to get along.
It seemed like I was watching, and I'm like, are their friends, but these girls are bitches.
They're just bitchy toward each other, and mostly to Lori because she's nice.
Yeah, because she's studious. And,
and she actually, answers questions in class.
Yeah.
Which is, again, she's in class, and she looks out the window, and Michael's standing by the car watching her.
Hey. I'm
watching you.
Okay, I'm watching. Did you see me watching you? Because I'm not really hiding all that well.
I'm just standing by my car.
Hey. I stole this car, by the way.
And then when they leave school, he just drives by in their car, and that's when Andy's like, "Hey, speed kills, asshole."
Yeah.
How on earth did he hear that?
That's the same thought, because he stopped quick, like, what? Who said what?
So I was doing the speed limit, damn it. I know how to drive.
A tear comes out of the mask. I'm sorry. I was doing the limit.
And here's also where we find out that Annie is the daughter of the sheriff.
The sheriff,
because he stops by and says hello to them on his way out.
So a little character introduction for him to come back and play the prominent role later.
Yeah.
Ish, I guess.
Meanwhile, Loomis is on his way to Haddonfield and comes across a phone booth. It's like the most coincidental thing ever. He stops to use this random phone booth in the middle of nowhere. Phone booths, for you young ones out there,
yes,
are what we had prior to cell phones. We had to go to the corner and use a public phone. And who knows who touched that?
Who knows? Yeah, who knows whose mouth and ears have been on that
you
thing.
just basically held it a foot away from your face and yelled at it.
Yeah, I need you to talk loud so I can hear you.
So he stops to use a phone booth and sees a truck parked off to the side, and there's hospital gowns floating in the trees.
Yep.
And he finds a matchbook, and I don't know where the matchbook came from.
Me either. I was wondering.
I don't think that was ever explained. Were they letting Michael out to go to a strip club? I don't know.
I really do like that shot, because where Loomis doesn't see the guy.
Yeah.
If he'd have taken like two more steps,
he would have seen the dead body.
That's a nice little pullback reveal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's Michael's first or second victim, if you don't include his sister.
Yeah.
It's his second victim. Just a dude that he stole his clothes.
Yeah.
Which is where he got the jumpsuit he's now wearing.
Mm-hmm. I guess it's now iconic jumpsuit.
Yes. And then he's
leveled up.
Now you get like a lot of scenes of Michael just basically stalking people.
Look, like Michael Myers' reconnaissance game is unparalleled.
He is great at this. He's just tooling around town in his stolen car that nobody put an APB out on, apparently.
That's a good point. This movie takes its damn time.
It does. It does.
Just a lot of Mike like, all right, let me get a feel for the place.
He's over here by the bushes. He's in her yard.
He's in between some sheets. Hanging out.
How you doing?
Hey, how you doing up there? Hey, I'm Mike.
He's driving by the hardware store that he robbed recently.
Yeah, I mean, he's a bold man.
Because he robs a hardware store. That's where he gets his mask and a knife. Mm-hmm. And the sheriff's like, I think it's just teenagers. And this is when because Annie is also babysitting Halloween night.
Yes.
So the girls have this
This is
plan
weird convoluted plot to have just dump everything on Lori.
on Lori so they could get laid.
Yeah.
So
Which, all right then.
So
Fair play with
Annie
your team.
is babysitting Lindsay, and Lori is babysitting Tommy.
Correct.
And Annie wants to dump Lindsay on Lori so she can go sleep with her boyfriend Paul.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, she's going to have Linda and her boyfriend Bob. I think it's Bob.
Bob, yes.
Definitely should have been named Art. They're going to come to the house where she's babysitting so they can.
Yeah, it's far too much happening.
There's far too much just like teenagers planning sex.
Yeah.
And all of it's like, well, Lori, you're not going to get any. So here, watch these kids.
Hey, look, you use your resources available to you.
That's right. That's right. And it works out. You know, Lori and Annie go off babysitting to babysit, and they're stopped by Annie's dad, who tells them the hardware store was wrong.
Yeah, broken
and
into.
doesn't smell pot in the car that they're smoking.
Right? They were just smoking it.
With the windows open. This is the worst sheriff ever.
Not that there are things that, but also like their eyes completely clear.
Yes. Yeah. Well, you know, Lori wasn't inhaling. She's totally
because she Bill Clinton did. Okay. I understand.
Yeah.
But I did not inhale.
So they go off to watch the kids, and once again, Tommy is seeing the boogeyman outside because Michael's just kind of standing in the neighborhood. It's Halloween. Nobody's like really noticing the strange
You know
dude.
what? Maybe that's why he got around so effectively. That
Because
never
it's
really
Halloween.
occurred to me. Yeah.
So it's
They're
just like,
it's
a dude in a mask.
Big dude in a mask.
Yeah, so who cares?
I guess that does make sense.
It
but
works
I like
for
how
this movie.
I like how
We'll get to the next one where it's just not going to work at all. But this one, it works.
Mike doesn't do a great job hiding.
No.
Until he's been seen.
And-
Because there's a
yes.
lot of, turns to someone else. Did you see that? Turns back. He's out.
Yeah.
He's dipped out.
She's just like running down the street. Can't see me.
I gotta get some sheets right now.
So Annie is cooking popcorn for her ward when her boyfriend calls and says, "Hey, my parents are gonna come on over." She conveniently dumps oil all over herself so she can remove her clothes.
Yeah. And as soon as like the oil got spilled, I was like, well, here's some
Okay.
boobs coming.
She doesn't though.
Yeah.
It's just a back
It's
shot.
just a little something.
Yeah,
there.
and-
Flesh.
Yeah, and she puts on a man's shirt and then goes to wash her clothes, and then Michael's terrorizing her a little bit in the laundry room, although she doesn't realize it because Michael's really stealthy at his
He is, and I have major problems with that in the zombie joint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one though, it works. For the most part, it works. It's mostly suspense.
Yeah,
It's not supposed to be like terror scary.
yeah, it's not a whole lot of until the very end.
Until the very
hacking
end.
and slashing
Yeah,
and murder.
this is
It's just
all
a
like
lot of build up,
Hide and
build
seek
up.
with Michael Myers.
Halloween, hide and seek.
So Annie dumps Lindsay on Lori, goes back to her car. Oh, God, it's locked. I forgot the keys. Runs back, gets her keys, runs back out, and the car's unlocked. And she doesn't notice that the car's unlocked.
So yeah, when I was watching that, there was something happened on my phone, and I was handling that, and I looked up, and she just pulled open the car door, and I was like, did I miss where she put the keys in?
No.
Nope.
She just forgot that it was locked.
Yeah.
Gets in, and then notices that it's all steamed up because Michael's just been in there for 5 minutes going,
What
maybe
I
he
like,
ran down the street. He was so tired. So I had to find some sheets.
I had to stand in the middle of them real quick. You know how it goes. So for I'm so confused as to this sequence of events. So it had to be unlocked for him to get in. He
and
got
then he
in,
locked it.
and then he locked it. For whose purpose? We don't
I don't know.
Yeah.
He obviously has targeted Annie at this point because he's hanging around that house.
Right.
But how does he know? Well, she screams out a lot of essential plot points. Lindsay! Or Lindsay comes out and goes, Paul's on the phone for you.
Yeah.
So he's basically gleaning. He's probably out there going, well, this is damn convenient.
Yeah, he's right now. There's
I
no
don't
book.
even have to break into the house now.
His intelligence all over the place.
Yeah.
I like the setup because there's a lot of times he could have got her.
Yeah.
So as the audience watches, like, oh yeah, okay, no. Oh, here it comes. Oh, no. And then it's
And
like
then he
this
finally does
build
get
up and the build up. It's like edging.
Yeah,
And
then he finally does get her. He strangles her and then slits her throat, actually.
Yeah, I was like, well, that's a bit unnecessary.
And it's
overkill.
It's you look at it. You're not in the car with them when this happens. You're looking at it through the car window. So it's not like gratuitous. I didn't find it very gratuitous.
There's not a whole lot of
There isn't
gratuitous
really.
violence in this. No.
No, there's not a whole lot of blood.
Very artfully done movie.
Yeah.
It's Carpenter, man.
Yeah, it was. So Annie's gone.
Poor Annie.
Move on to Linda.
We'll see her in a little
Because Linda and Bob come to the house, and Annie, of course, is dead. Well, Michael's moving her around.
Yeah.
Because little Tommy sees him carrying her around.
Yeah, I was just a boogeyman with a body.
Yeah, he moves her into the house, and Tommy sees it, and the boogeyman.
Should have listened to Tommy, man.
Well, anyway, but Linda and Bob show up. Don't notice Michael or the dead body wherever she is in the house.
There's a lot of not situational awareness in this movie.
But they immediately head to the master bedroom so they can have sex.
Yep.
I'm also a bit worried about this house because there's a lit jack-o'-lantern on the nightstand.
Yeah.
And I'm like, who lit that? And why are you leaving it unattended? There's so much just mince, like, little violations. OSHA would have
Carol screaming out, OSHA, it's OSHA, it's OSHA.
But anyway, they have their fun, and then she goes to tell Bob. She tells Bob, "Go get me a beer."
Give me a beer.
And so
I was a fan of that. And you do all the work, guy.
he goes down to the kitchen to get her a beer, and
He don't make it, but he don't make it.
He doesn't. Michael comes out and pins him to a wall. This is probably the most iconic scene from the movie. One of the most iconic, I think.
There's a lot of sound not traveling.
Yeah.
In this movie.
Because she doesn't hear anything.
She doesn't hear that. Yeah.
She doesn't hear him kicking the wall or.
Right.
He doesn't scream,
It's a very
though.
audible thunk when that knife goes through and hits the wall.
I'm questioning the physics of this. One knife.
Yeah, like this knife is whatever it needs to be.
Yeah,
in the
but
scene.
he basically just pins him to a wall and then just admires his handiwork for a little while. It's like,
well, I
that
did
was
that.
really good. That really livens the room up, I think.
This is my best one yet.
Yeah, this is a good one. And
Throws the sheet on.
Throws the sheet on because he had to run down the street and get another sheet.
He's just pouring sweat this
The
time.
mask is rubber. Oh my God.
Face ain't breathing.
So he goes upstairs with a sheet on, and Bob's glasses.
And the glasses like this seems very out of character for a slasher.
This is the one. What is Michael thinking? moment. I'm gonna play a little joke on her.
This will disarm her. Then I can get close and do my thing. I couldn't overpower this woman at all.
No. So he puts on the sheet and the glasses goes up, and then she does the whole ha ha ha.
Yeah,
And
very
then,
funny, Bob.
and then she flashes him. It's like,
Yeah.
See something you like? And I'm sure Michael's like, oh gosh, this went into a place I never.
What are those? I thought watching this movie right here, the whole movie could have went a whole different direction. He just took off the mask like, well, what do we have here? And then all of a sudden, he was cured of all evils.
I'll never kill again. Just kidding. In my spare time.
I gotta make some compromises here. So she gets it.
Yeah, she gets mad because he won't take the sheet off and he won't say anything. So she goes to call Lori. And Lori gets a phone call of,
Yeah, because she's getting done up by the phone cord.
yeah. Is this a joke?
Which I like the way they worked with that sound, because it
Yeah.
definitely could have sounded like there was some
yeah.
heavy action going on.
Right. It's like, great, don't call me in the middle of that next time.
Yeah. Val complaint.
That's not a butt dial, though. I mean, you can butt dial somebody.
Nowadays, you can't butt
Nowadays-
dial on phones back then.
No, you had to literally pick it up. Doot, 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 doot.
Oops.
So Lori's a bit freaked out now because she doesn't know if that's a joke or anything. And then she looks, she starts to hear the Tommy, it's the boogeyman thing in her head, in her brain.
Yeah, she's like, oh, maybe Tommy's on to something here.
So she goes to check it out. While they're doing this, Loomis and the sheriff are driving around, and Loomis is stationed at the Myers house.
Yeah, so Loomis is perched up.
Yeah.
The cop who's just following every order that Loomis gives him is kind of just
go do
driving
this.
around.
Yeah, he's driving around looking
I'll
for
check the
him,
back.
while Loomis just basically does reconnaissance at the Myers house and chases kids off.
It's a lot of I do like that scene. A lot of this is just people watching shit. People watching the movie.
And we find out that Loomis is armed.
Yes, Loomis has his gun.
But he has his card.
His permit, though.
His
as long as
permit.
he has
He's got his permit.
yeah.
He's licensed.
I feel like
Licensed to kill.
I feel like because this is all happening like in a 5-house radius.
Yeah.
I feel like there is probably like some wild shit going on in another house. Like someone else is getting killed, and like Jason's doing or Mike's doing recon. Like, yo, that's fucked up. And then Loomis is watching Mike watch them. Like, yo, that's fucked up.
This is just
people watching
Haddonfield
people.
is just people watching people.
Yeah, some guy from another block on binoculars watching Loomis.
There's James Stewart in an apartment.
Broke leg perched up.
So Loomis, of course, is watching the wrong house, but he doesn't realize that for a little while
Because he's watching
the Myers house.
Myers house. Yeah.
Meanwhile, everything's happening at Lindsay's house because that's where
Right.
Michael has set up.
Set up his
We
base of
also
operations.
find out that someone has stolen Judith Myers' headstone because that's the first place Loomis goes to when he gets to Haddonfield.
Yeah. Which, do we see that come back in the movie?
Yeah, it's perched over Annie.
That's right. That's right.
Why?
Wow, yeah, that didn't make any sense to me.
No,
Yeah,
because it
cut
looks
all
cool.
that.
It's a very artful shot.
True.
Because this is when Lori goes over across the street to check things out, and she finds the dead bodies because she finds Judith, and she's all splayed out. And there's a
in the
tombstone.
cupboard there is
Yeah, in the cupboard there is Linda, and Bob flops down somehow.
yeah.
It's Michael used his time wisely and set up some really
set up
cool
some mouse traps. Yeah.
Yes, and then she's screaming, and he gets her in the arm.
Which I was like, well, that's Mike's first misstep right there. He could have just ran her through right there.
And he just kind of gets her in the arm, and she falls over the railing. This girl takes a beating.
She does.
Falls down the stairs, but she runs out. Runs across the street, and this is the saddest moment because she's screaming.
That's
and she's pounding on doors.
And you see that one set of blinds open up,
and
someone's
the light comes on, and then it closes, and the light goes off, and it's like, wow, that's cold.
And that's when I realized that this neighborhood is the same neighborhood from the Poltergeist.
Yeah,
nobody wouldn't do nothing.
We don't know what's going on, and we don't want to know what's going on. So she finally gets back to Tommy's house, and Tommy lets her in.
Yeah.
And it's
a sweet ass time.
It's the boogeyman.
So now we finally, this is only like 15 minutes left in the movie.
Yeah.
Maybe? We finally hit our actual action. The killings are really starting to happen here.
Well, the killings are done.
Well, actually, the killings.
He has hit his 5 limit.
The attempts and the escapes
yes,
are happening
because
now.
the kids run upstairs and she locks them in one room, which I always thought was like, are you using them as bait?
We established early on that Lori is a smart woman. She
Go in the
knows
bathroom
what's
and lock
up.
the door. I'm going to go in this room down the hall.
Yeah. Go in the bathroom and lock the door. I'm going to go somewhere else.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Michael doesn't take the bait. He goes after
Michael's
Lori.
like,
She tries to fool him by opening a window and hiding in the closet, but he's not fooled at all.
Nope.
And then we get the wire hanger scene. This is why you want wire hangers, Joan Crawford, because she stabs him in the eye with a wire hanger. We forgot the knitting needle. This woman has like 7 different opportunities to kill this man. And fucks up each and every
all up, yep.
Yeah, because when he first comes in, she stabs him with a knitting needle in the neck.
Yeah, she gets him in the neck with it. I was like, oh, well, this is
And he
done
drops
pretty
his
quickly.
knife,
Yeah.
and she picks it up, and she drops it. I'm like, what? No.
What are you doing?
This is where you turn around and you just keep stabbing him.
Stab it.
But then she gets him in the closet. She gets him in the eyeball with a wire hanger. He falls down, and she just bypasses the knife.
And at that point, isn't that when she just kind of sits on the edge of the bed?
Yeah, she just sits outside at the edge of the room. Oh, it's all over. No, because he pops right back up.
That's when I was like, oh shit, it just got real.
Yeah. And he comes over, and again, he tries to get her again, but he misses. And this is where she hits the mask, and it comes off of him. And other than because his eye's all swollen because she just stabbed him in the eye, he looks normal.
He looks normal. Real normal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'm not sure what the whole purpose of the mask was, other than it just made an iconic character.
made an iconic character,
Yeah.
but he looks really normal. So, and then they do this he starts chasing her, and that's when Loomis shows up finally.
Yeah, hey, Loomis.
And shoots him.
And shoots him.
Shoots him 5 times, and then he stumbles back over the banister and falls into the yard.
And you think it's all said and done.
And then Laurie's like, was it the boogeyman? Yes, I think it was. And then he looks out, and Michael's gone.
Yeah, at this point, if I was directing this movie, it should have been like, was that the boogeyman? What?
No?
End credits.
Sorry. Was it the what?
End credits right there. You are tripping on something.
Did he hit you in the head?
Yeah, we'll get you looked at. We'll get you checked out here.
So that is 1978.
That's it, man.
Yeah, that's the start of the whole franchise.
And that's where it all starts. We get some more Laurie Strode here and there throughout.
It goes downhill.
Crashes
She's
and
in 2.
Mm-hmm.
Technically, Jamie Lee Curtis is in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them, I think.
Really?
Yeah. She is a voice in 3. 3 has nothing to do with Michael Myers at all. 4 and 5, the Halloween series goes off on several different timelines.
Okay.
Because 4 and 5 have her daughter, Jamie.
Okay.
As a little girl.
Yeah.
We're going to get into that in a little bit.
All right.
Because she shows, the actress shows up in Zombies Halloween.
Okay.
The one who played little Jamie at she was 10. So 4 and 5 are that. 6 it branches off slightly differently. Jamie is killed, and then there's this whole cult of the Thorn that has been guiding Michael through his kills through the whole time. This movie's terrible. And then you have H2O.
Yes.
Which ignores 3, 4, and 5. Ignores 4, 5, and 6.
Okay.
Because Jamie Lee Curtis is back as Laurie Strode. Then you have Resurrection.
Jesus, how many Halloween films are there?
Yeah, there's a lot. Resurrection is the one where Busta Rhymes kicks Michael Myers in the chest.
God, I just want that to be the back of the DVD. That's all the summation is.
Busta Rhymes karate kicks Michael Myers in the chest.
Running time 108 minutes. That's all I wanted to say.
And then you have the zombies, which are completely different universe type thing. And then you have Halloween 2018, which ignores everything except the first one.
Which I hear is a pretty good movie.
I thankfully they ignore everything, because in 2 they introduced that Michael Myers is her brother.
Yeah.
I hated that.
Did they still carry that on in
No.
2018?
No.
Okay. All right.
That's just an urban myth. He was not her brother. She was just a survivor of a brutal attack.
I can get down with that. So
I just didn't like. I was like, what?
yeah, don't need to tie it in. Don't need to tie it in.
Their 6-year-old goes into an asylum. They have another kid and give her up for adoption. That makes no sense at all. So,
none.
But
But
that is,
in between all that, we have the 2007 Rob Zombie Halloween film that I know you love personally. Is in your top 10.
Yeah, top 10 films of all time. Really, truly. This and Seven Samurai. Right up there. I went on record very early in this month that I did not like this film.
And I now see why.
I tried I was like, okay, if I'm going to watch this, I'm going to watch it and try and appreciate something in it. And I did find a couple of little bright marks.
Okay.
But my first complaint on this is the only thing that is available to watch in the United States is the director's cut.
Yes. And by the way, I want to say thank you because I could not find this anywhere to rent online. So I now own
Oh, God.
the Rob Zombie Halloween on iTunes that I will never watch again.
It was available to rent on Amazon Prime.
Was it?
$4.
I pulled up on Vudu. I didn't see it on there. I looked it up
Yeah.
in iTunes. I didn't see it to rent. I didn't even think about it.
I'm assuming
Amazon
you got the
Prime.
director's cut.
I got the
because,
director's cut, yep.
That's the only thing that's available in the United States because he
put the kibosh on the
with the kibosh
theatrical
and everything
release?
else. Yeah, you can get it in Canada, the theatrical version.
okay.
It's about 15 minutes shorter, and there is one major scene that is completely different.
Interesting.
And it's the one scene in this movie where I was like, I fucking hate you, Rob Zombie.
Different for the better.
It-
For the better.
It's better. No, it's for the worse in the director's cut.
Yeah, I mean,
much
in the
better.
Canadian version,
In the
I guess
Canadian
we'll call
version,
it.
it's better.
Okay.
So I'm not a big Rob Zombie fan of his films.
You don't say.
I have to say, as a filmmaker, Rob Zombie is an adequate musician. He's
Okay.
I have a problem with his films because I just feel filthy.
Yeah.
They're just you can almost smell them. It's just I don't.
It's a nice coat of grime on his films.
He makes the Leatherface gang look, suburban. It just and that it's so over the top. So his Halloween starts much like it follows the same beats.
It follows a lot of the same
beats.
beats.
It does follow. He just adds a whole lot of more gore, boobies, and greasy hair.
Yeah, I'm okay with one of those three things. we stick with young Michael Myers.
Yes. He's not 6 here, though. That kid's
I saw
probably
it like 10.
10 or 12.
12? Yeah.
So it's far less creepy in my mind that a 12-year-old. And here, okay.
It's far more creepy because that kid was just fucking creepy.
This kid was creepy.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that the young Michael Myers was not well cast, because he was well cast.
Go look his picture up on Wikipedia, listeners. It is
Yeah.
creepy.
I will say, I didn't think Michael Myers needed a backstory.
Yes, I agree with that. We stuck with him for way too long.
Yeah. I don't think he needed a reason to be. I think it's better when he doesn't have a reason. Here, he's given so many.
Yeah.
It's almost overkill. It's like, okay, his home life is dysfunctional because his mom's a stripper and his sister's a slut and his stepdad is abusive and screams. The
Yeah.
baby won't stop crying, and he's bullied at school, and he's killing animals, and he eats candy corn
like,
and circus peanuts.
I was like, am I watching the Joker right now?
I know.
Yeah.
And I gave the Joker a really great review, even though I don't think that character needed a backstory. But at
Yeah.
least that was a well-made film with a good with a good central role.
Okay. Yes.
This isn't.
This is not that.
No.
I'm okay with the backstory here because for the original version, that didn't make any sense to me. Like, he just grabbed a knife and went to town, and half the movie
was
I was
evil.
just like, but why? But yeah, and that's kind of a cheap cop out excuse. Well, he's evil. Well, I mean, unless you just describe just some people are
Here.
just born evil. But
Yeah. Here, I think it's just overkill. There's so many things.
if it would
piled
have been
on
one or
top.
two of those things,
Then it
maybe.
would have been okay.
Not all 4 or
but
5.
all of them.
Yeah.
And oh my God, this family, I was so tired of them 30 seconds into this film.
I was tired of that dad real quick fast.
Yes, everything. Fucking this, fucking that, fucking fuck.
Yeah.
And it's not just him. It's, and stop casting your wife, Rob Zombie, please.
I paused and I was like, who wrote this? Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So Sherry Moon Zombie is Michael Myers' mother.
Yes.
And she's a stripper, of course, because he can't make a movie without showing off his wife's ass. So we get a stripper scene.
Yeah. I was like,
Set
this is
to
here.
Love Hurts.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So Michael Myers' home life is a mess.
A mess.
He's getting bullied by a spy kid. And his teacher has found pictures of dead things in his locker. So he's now expelled. And his sister won't take him trick-or-treating because she needs to sleep with her greasy-haired boyfriend.
Yeah.
Which,
that was the only
frankly,
guy I liked. He's like, have a good night out there.
I know. He's okay.
He's happy-go-lucky. He's like, look, give me a little bit of something tonight.
Yeah.
You stay safe out there, kid. Everybody's good.
Yeah, and so I don't understand why what happened, but and I don't even understand why this kid needs to be taken around the neighborhood. He's old enough, obviously, to just walk around by
He's
himself.
old enough. You let him go trick-or-treating.
He obviously does because he comes back with candy. But he comes back and is eating candy corn and circus peanuts, and I think that is the root of all the evil right there. Is that he's eating circus peanuts?
Exactly. No sane person
eats
likes
those damn
circus
things.
peanuts.
No, they're hideous. So he decides, well, I'm bored. Let's kill some people.
That's what it seems like. He's got the opportunity to kill Pops while he's passed out.
And this dude, man, he sleeps
Right? Right? Duct taped all to the chair.
with the face and everything. I'm like, what the hell is he drinking?
The same thought I had was, what is this guy drinking? Straight moonshine. And he was out and blind.
Out cold while this kid duct tapes him to a chair and then slits his throat.
Yep.
And then boyfriend comes down from upstairs
He
to get something to
upgrades from
eat.
the knife to the bat. Yeah, it's just random pieces of cold ham or turkey or whatever it is. He's
And the
gobbling up.
boyfriend decides that he's gonna screw Judith with the mask because
Yeah,
this is
random.
where the mask is introduced. It's not just some mask that he steals. It's the boyfriend has it, and he goes downstairs to get something to eat, and Michael just beats him to death with a bat.
That hurt, man. That hurt. That dude
Yeah.
didn't deserve that.
And then he gets the knife and goes upstairs and takes the mask. And this is why it doesn't work, because it looked like I was laughing because it looked like little midget Michael Myers.
Yeah, it's like this little tiny
Big
body,
mask.
this giant, big, floppy head.
He looked like a bobblehead.
Bobblehead Michael Myers. Funko.
And he kills Judith. And
Yep.
of course it's Rob Zombie, so whereas in the original you got a little flashes of boob, here it's just like,
Just is all over. Egregious.
yeah, it's like, here's my boobs. And
Yep.
then
One thing kept me entertained through this movie.
and then he grabs a little baby Boo, because he does have a little baby sister,
Mm-hmm,
and he brings her outside, and mom comes home.
It comes home to the most grisly of scenes.
Because from here you get a news report of
The
this
events.
news, yeah, grisly murder scene,
Mm-hmm.
young woman stabbed 17 times. They're bringing her body out. I'm like, they wouldn't know that. Did the cops just sit there and count? Pull up her shirt. I need to count the wounds.
Yeah.
No, you get that with the coroner report.
Yelled to the reporter, it was 17! 17 times!
And they're bringing out Judith's body, and of course the sheet comes off. You get a tit flash.
Yeah, you do.
And mom's crying over it. I'm like, oh my God, even in death, he can't stop showing her boobs.
I feel like they're looking at the rough cut and they're like, boobs. That's what it is. Not enough. Not enough. Let's
Need
get some more
of
in
them.
there.
Let's get some more boobs. So, and then we get this prolonged scene of Loomis and Michael in the insane asylum as Michael.
Prolonged is one way to put it.
Yeah, it's
This is
just,
about 20 minutes that could have got cut.
you know, it is, because Malcolm McDowell plays Dr. Loomis in this one, and I can't believe there is a movie out there where I actually looked at it and went, gosh, I wish Donald Pleasance was in this instead of Malcolm McDowell.
The stain on Malcolm McDowell's career.
I don't know, there's a few.
There's a
but
couple in there. Yeah.
This is he looks angry. He's got that. When we did Poltergeist and Sam Rockwell just looked pissed to be there.
Yeah.
This is Malcolm McDowell just being pissed he's in this movie.
Yeah, he's like, this is my paycheck. Think about the paycheck. Think about the paycheck.
Okay,
think about
let's
the
just
paycheck.
keep going.
Yep.
Let's just keep going.
Pay me in the back end, so I got to get through this.
Yeah, so you get this really just long scene of him talking about Michael and trying to bring Michael out. Michael's making more elaborate masks, and
I kind
Mom-
of like the mask aspect.
the
I thought
mask
that
aspect was okay.
It's different.
It was different.
It kind of reminded me of Us. The fact
Yes.
that the youngest son,
Kept
I feel like
wearing
felt more
masks. Yeah.
comfortable when he
I
had his
don't-
mask down.
I wouldn't mind it so much if he got better making the masks.
You know, the same shitty mask over and over in different colors.
Same like paper plate or paper mache.
Yeah, paper mache joints. But then again, if you're in the asylum, then they're not going to give you the
They're not
materials
gonna, yeah,
to
they're
level
not going
up.
to give you
Yeah.
like resin or something. Anyway, Michael stops talking. There's one point where he's like, "You need to talk. You need to eat, Michael. You're wasting away." And I'm like, "That boy's not wasting away. That boy is."
no. That boy's getting bigger.
So it doesn't work, of course. And Michael sees talking. Well, actually, he kills a nurse because the nurse made a rude comment to him.
Yeah, which we as an audience understand was just a joke.
Yeah,
But he does not take
he
it
does
that
not. So
way.
so
Also, I don't think he was paying her any attention, so he didn't see the always playful
Right.
smile on her face. Or he didn't take the social
I wouldn't
cues.
believe that they would give this kid a metal fork, though.
Very good
It would
point.
be sporks.
Yeah, it's going to be
all the way.
sporks. Yeah.
But he kills her with a metal fork, and at that point it's kind of, he turns off basically. He doesn't speak.
Yeah, he's fully withdrawn at this
Yeah,
point.
and mom goes home and shoots herself
Boom.
because who cares about the other kid?
My first thought was like, pow. And I was like, well, fuck that little baby.
Yeah, fuck you, Lori.
Yeah, and then do we get our time jump after that?
Yeah, we do get a time jump after that.
Yeah.
15 years.
15
I believe it's
years.
15.
Something
Well, I don't even
around
know if
that.
they
Label it.
label it.
Yeah.
They may
Sometime
do
later.
the present day
Yeah.
type thing.
Michael's now a very big boy. That's all. we know.
Very. They've obviously been letting this kid into the weight room
Yeah, they've been
because now
feeding
he's
him
Tyler
well.
Maine.
Yeah.
a very filthy Tyler Mane.
Sabretooth.
And this is okay. So you're introduced to Danny Trejo, who is the nice janitor or the nice guard who treats him nicely.
Yeah, he knows what it's like to be institutionalized.
Yeah, really, he does. And they have taken Dr. Loomis off the case, and they are going to transport Michael to another facility.
Yes.
Dr. Loomis has written a book and is now giving lectures on the nature of evil or whatever. And this is where Michael escapes. Now, this is where the director's cut differs greatly from the theatrical cut. Because in the theater, Michael kills 4 guards and then kills Danny Trejo and leaves.
Okay.
Because they're transporting him.
Yeah.
And he breaks out. In the director's cut, you get this fucking horrible scene.
Yeah.
Of 2 guards.
2 guards. The Kill Bill scene.
Yeah. Dragging a young girl,
a new patient,
inmate, into Michael Myers' cell.
Which that made no sense of what they
No
were.
sense at all.
No, whatever. They just had to get that door open some kind of way.
Yeah. And why would you fuck with this guy? He's 7 foot tall. Why?
Because they thought they were badasses, man.
But you get this incredibly long rape scene. And then finally, Michael Myers stands up and kills the 2 dudes.
Yeah, because they interrupted his mask making.
Yeah. They touched one of his masks. It had nothing to do with the girl.
Nothing to do with the girl whatsoever.
No.
I thought was what they were going to go with at an angle.
No.
But no. The guard that had been an asshole to him for quite some time, I take it at this point. Touched one of the masks.
So this is meaningless.
Yeah.
I have no idea. They could have just had the 2 guys go in there and start fucking with him.
Yeah.
You didn't have to but it's Rob Zombie. And it's like, well, I haven't, gratuitously terrorized a young woman in 5 minutes of my movie. So
we have to
here
throw
we
that
go.
in there real quick.
Yeah. So this is a complete turnoff to me. Complete. It made far more sense to have Michael actually escape and kill police officers.
Yes.
Because this guy would not be left unattended.
Correct.
This just makes no sense at all.
Yeah, they're like, what's the worst possible way we can just get Michael's door open?
Yeah.
Oh, I got the worst possible way.
Let's rape a young woman.
Yeah.
So he kills those 2 guys. I don't know if they don't show the girl after that, so I'm assuming she's just still in his cell.
To this day.
To this day, she's just hanging out with the masks.
Did you think when you first saw this that he might let Danny Trejo off?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no. Yeah, he doesn't.
He gets it the worst.
He does. And I didn't quite understand that either. In the 78 version, Michael doesn't kill indiscriminately.
Right.
Even in the 2018, he doesn't. There are times where he walks up to kids who are alone and he just leaves them alone. Yeah. He doesn't just.
If you're not part of his mission,
right,
then you're good to go.
And I'm not understanding why he.
Like Danny wasn't blocking. I know Danny was trying to put them back.
He was trying to put the cuffs
back
on. He was trying to get him back into his cell, and I suppose that's the reason why.
Yeah, I don't think it took dropping a TV on my man to do it, but
drowning him, almost drowning him first, and then dropping a TV.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Just pick one.
No, we have to drag this scene out more and more and more.
Yeah.
So Danny Trejo's killed, and he gets out. You see some dead police officers that are left over from the theatrical version too, that they don't explain. It's like, oh, I guess he killed them too. Okay.
Yeah, he got a little bit crazy.
So he's out and he goes to a truck stop to get his jumpsuit.
And we get Ken Foray. He came out with that ridiculous Afro sideburns combination.
Yeah, and he's dropping a load.
This is to me the best part of the movie.
This is one of the bright spots.
Yeah,
anything with Ken Foray is a bright spot.
He came in, they're like, Ken, ham it up all you want to. In this
you're
scene.
fine. You're gonna die,
yeah.
but it's okay because Michael comes up with his grody ass toes, and he's still wearing this funky mask, and he's Tyler Mane, and he's got hair down to his shoulders, and is filthy.
Just filthy.
Seriously, this is in the 78 version when you see Michael Myers without the mask, and you're like, wow, he looks normal. Now you understand why he's walking around town and nobody's really blinking an eye.
Right.
Here, Tyler Mane walks into town.
You're just like, ugh.
Well, it's time to move. Serial killer just came in town.
Yeah, whose man is this? Get this man out of here.
Yeah, so the whole look of Michael Myers in this film was just aggravating because nobody would think he is anything other than what he is.
You're right. A complete psychopath of a man.
Right. So he comes up with his grody ass toes and just kills Ken Foray.
Yeah, that's his jumpsuit he
gets his jumpsuit, even though Tyler Mane's probably a good 6 inches taller than Ken Foray.
I noticed that. A snug fit for Mike Myers in this, huh?
Oh, that's
a little
tugging a bit there.
It's like
a one-piece jumpsuit.
Indiana Jones. Is it Raiders or is it Last Crusade?
It's Raiders where he
tries
kills
to
a
put the
Nazi.
shirt on.
It doesn't fit. This one magically fits. And he goes on his way to Haddonfield.
He gets a knife or a knife.
Yeah, a knife. Yes, and he heads to Haddonfield. Haddonfield, where we're introduced to Laurie Strode, and we're introduced to her where she finger bangs a bagel.
Finger bangs a bagel. And I was like, oh, I had to stop. Like, is this a Platinum Dunes joint? No, it's not. It's Dimension.
No. But we do get one of the other bright spots of the movie, and that is Dee Wallace as her mom.
Yes.
Anything with Dee Wallace. I love Dee Wallace because I'm a child of the 80s, and she was the mom in E.T.
She doesn't have a lot of time here, but
she doesn't, but she's nice. So it was nice to see her and get some work.
Right.
So
I watched Cujo at work the other day.
Yeah, she's actually pretty good in it.
Yeah.
That one's weird because she cheats on her movie husband with her real husband because she was married to Christopher Stone.
I got the perfect guy for this role.
So we're introduced to Laurie, and her dad's a real estate agent. It's very similar to the other one. He's like, put the keys.
It's a lot of those
here.
beats.
We're selling the Michael Myers place. So. And she meets up with Tommy and drops off the keys, and Michael is there. He's
just on the other side of the door.
Yeah. And nothing can be like subtle in a Rob Zombie film. So she's doing the whole, oh my God, he's got me, Tommy. That's the boogeyman.
Yeah.
And everything is aggravating. It's just
we're like 40 minutes in here, and I'm just like,
I had to do this in stages because I was like, okay, I've had enough. And I have to say the last half an hour of this film is dark. If you're watching it on anything other than a big screen TV, you can't see a hell of a lot.
Yeah.
And there's nothing but screaming. So
it's a Texas Chainsaw Massacre all over again.
Only you could see that.
Yeah, you see, Leatherface and getting this 40 on and running all over the place.
We're introduced to the sheriff, who is played by Brad Dourif.
Yeah, I was like, oh, Brad Dourif is a good guy for once?
Yeah.
All right.
And Annie and Linda, who are kind of the similar characters.
Yeah, they're
frenemies or whatever. Annie is played by, I totally forgot her name already. Where's the zombie joint?
Off the top of the head, there was nobody I recognized.
2000 film. Okay, so her name is, this creeped me out a little bit.
Her name is Michelle Myers.
Danielle Harris. Her name is Danielle Harris. And she played little Jamie Strode in Halloween 4 and 5.
Okay.
She was like 10 years old at the time. And she plays Annie here. And it's kind of unnerving because most of her scenes are done topless.
Yes. It's like, oh, that was a little girl from
Halloween 4 and 5.
Yeah.
It just felt creepy.
Yeah.
It felt a little creepy.
Well, that's Rob Zombie for you.
Yeah. It's just like he was doing a countdown timer or something with the little girl from Halloween 4 and 5.
He's like, no, we're in this movie. No.
Take their shirt off.
And action. You haven't even given me any lines. Action, I said.
Just run around. Run harder. So it's the same basic setup. Laurie is babysitting Tommy.
Yeah.
Annie is babysitting Lindsay.
Yep.
The other bright spot of this movie are the two kid actors because I actually liked them.
I like these kids. Yeah. They're both. I think they a little levity to some
Queen of
scenes.
Sheba.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I do like the kids.
Yeah, they played
Annie, once again, pawns off Lindsay so she can go sleep with her boyfriend.
Yeah.
Linda takes Bob to the Myers house because apparently that's the banging house.
No, it's not. Right now, Scarlett Johansson's like, you want to go to Myers' house? I'm going to be like, nope. I'm sorry, Scarlett. I'll have to miss my opportunity on this one.
Because that's where they go to have sex.
Nope, the creepiest place. What's the worst place? I know.
That place where all the murders happen that hasn't had a person in it in 15 years.
Who's buying these houses without stepping foot in them? You know that person didn't step foot in that house.
Yeah, of course not.
No.
Michael Myers is there eating dogs.
just on the other side of the door.
Yep.
So yeah, they get dispatched of.
Linda and Bob get it basically the same ways. Bob gets nailed to a wall or pinned to a wall or whatever, and Linda gets strangled. Although she's topless, so it's got to be prolonged.
Yeah, she got to flail around.
She's got to flail around some more.
Yeah.
So, meanwhile, Loomis buys a gun because we have to watch him
scene. Yeah.
buy a gun and talks to the sheriff, and the sheriff is like, I don't know, I read your book. I think you're just a you're a crock of shit, whatever.
Yeah.
And then Michael attacks Annie. So this is what I don't understand is in the original it kind of made sense how Michael got to where he was because he was watching them all day. Here, he's obviously after Lori.
Right.
But he doesn't really have a reason to go after Annie.
I'm still trying to figure out how he found out where Lori was.
Yeah. Well, you don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
See,
not
in the
like
original,
he
he's
was
just
like,
going home.
adoption papers.
Yeah.
I need to see adoption papers.
Yeah, because in the original, they don't have that sibling until 2.
Until 2. That was fucks the whole continuity up.
And it makes sense that he would go back to Haddonville because that's the only other home he's known.
Yeah.
Here, he's going back looking immediately for Lori. And he attacks her parents, her adoptive parents. And we get a very long, protracted death scene for D. Stone.
That is a great scene for the dad. Because he just comes out of nowhere. He's like, that's going to be a good night.
Yep.
And then knife to the neck, drags his ass in, throws his lifeless body on the ground, and then...
It's not a
Miss
terrible
Strode.
scene, but she realizes who he is, and my baby. And how did you know who he was?
Yeah, yeah. How'd you know this 19-foot tall, grody bastard?
He's like, yeah, that's got to be Michael Myers.
Yeah.
So kills her adoptive parents and then goes after Annie.
Right.
And here's where we get Danielle Harris, who's just had sex with her boyfriend. Is her boyfriend killed? Yes, her boyfriend is killed.
He's killed.
Pretty quickly. I think he's just stabbed.
Yeah.
This was where it got dark and I couldn't really see it. But he stabs Annie and chases her around the house, and she's topless the entire time.
Yes.
And this to me was just like...
And she's just laid out, just
Jesus
boobs everywhere.
Christ. Could you just...
Tone it down a little.
A little bit.
As the world's biggest fan of boobs, I was like, this is too much boob.
It's so gratuitous. And he stabs her and leaves her on the floor. She's still alive.
Yeah. Just
lying there topless.
Lying there.
And then we get the whole Lori going over to check on her because she was supposed to come get Lindsay. And then she finds her all bloody.
That's when things get real.
This is when things get real, and it gets really tedious because you've got Annie lying on the ground going, Lori! Lori! Lori!
Yeah.
And every shot has to be sure to show her boobs. And Lori's hiding from Michael.
Yeah. So at this point, I'm like, all right, we've hit our third act. I assumed, and I looked at how much time was left, and I was like, oh, we still got all sorts of time left in this movie.
This sucker's over 2 hours long.
Yeah.
And here's where things get a little fuzzy in my mind, because I know she sends the kids running.
Yes, that she does. And I think that's what alerts Loomis.
Yeah, Loomis and the sheriff are driving around, and they get because Lori calls 911 and says that someone has stabbed her friend, and they get that call, and the sheriff's like, "It'll be 10 minutes before we get there," and I'm like, "How big is fucking Haddonville? You've been on the road for 30 minutes. Where were you in Chicago?
Driving in the wrong direction this whole time. Little did we know."
So they turn around and start heading back to Haddonville. And Lori somehow ends up in because Michael knocks her out and takes her back to the Myers house.
Yeah.
Where he has dug up his, apparently when he was 12 years old and killed everybody. He buried the mask.
Yeah, and the knife.
And the knife.
Yeah,
and
which
it survived.
Made no sense to me.
No, that mask is a cheap ass mask. It's just going to deteriorate.
Right.
But
right.
It's miraculous. It survived.
So this is where things get fuzzy for me.
Yeah.
This is when some stuff started happening in Paprika that needed some oversight and correction.
Well, she finds Linda's body and Bob's body. And just the whole Linda, wake up. Linda. And she finds, because he has placed her with Judith's tombstone. Because he has stolen Judith's tombstone again. But she breaks out. And she runs downstairs, and then he's just chasing her. And she goes into the backyard and falls into an empty swimming pool. And this is where my brain is like, well, how much money does a stripper make in Podunk, Illinois? If they've got this lovely house and a video camera, because she was watching home movies, and an in-ground pool.
They're doing all right for themselves.
And,
Keep on stripping.
And her stupid boyfriend was on disabilities.
Yeah, he's all, if I wasn't so broke up,
I'd break you up. Bitch. Yeah, because that's a lovely guy to house up with your 3 children. So she falls into the pool, and this is where Loomis shows up, because Loomis is, just let her go. Just let her. I failed you. I failed you. And the sheriff, meanwhile, checks on Annie and finds Annie, and we get this prolonged scene of Brad Dourif crying over a dying Annie and her boobs.
Yeah. Oh, and her boobs. Oh.
But she's not dead because she shows up in Halloween too.
Okay.
She's not dead.
All right. Well, okay. Because this is where I remember Loomis showing up and he's like, yeah, you don't want to do this, whatever it is, and he looks at Loomis and he's like, fuck this guy.
Yeah.
And he just goes about his day.
Yeah, and then Loomis and Lori are in the car, and that's when she goes, was it the boogeyman? Yes, I think it was. I don't know why.
That's when I was like, all right, and
nope. Because he comes back. Michael comes back.
Jesus Christ.
Pulls Lori out again, and they're screaming and yelling, and then he kills Loomis.
Yep.
And then Lori gets a knife and just goes to town on him.
Mm-hmm. Which, okay.
And then that's the end.
Yeah.
She's just screaming and bloody.
Yeah, which is, no, she ends up shooting him, right?
She gets Loomis's gun and shoots him a few more times.
As soon as that shot goes off, she's just
yeah, and then that's your end.
That's your end. Oh boy, I think it's pretty
obvious.
Pretty obvious which one is the better.
I don't appreciate Zombies film style.
Yeah.
And this it was driving me nuts, because it was like, I get it, I'm a woman and I don't need to see boobies in every movie. I'm not looking for the boobies. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
But to me, this was just like, this is so gratuitous.
It's a bit much. Like even for a horror movie where that's part of the trope is to throw some boobs out there.
But it's usually done like the original, where it's just like, see something you like?
Yeah. And then
she puts on the sheet and it's like, whatever, dude, I'm going to go. Because that's what you do.
Yeah.
This was just... What's weird is because Annie is still wearing pants.
Right.
So, what was she doing with her boyfriends? There were so many times where I was removed from the horror of this film because I was just like, well, what were they doing? Or,
what happened prior to us coming into this scene?
Why is no one calling the cops because this 10-foot tall weirdo is walking down the street?
Yeah. Unfortunately, not hiding any sheets in this movie.
No sheets. No sheets.
Missed opportunities.
Why did she finger fuck a bagel?
That's when, we got to that scene. It was fairly early on. Well, actually, early-ish on. Maybe close to halfway.
Yeah.
After we've been with Michael Myers in the institute for 20 minutes. At that point, I was like, here we go. Here we go. This is the kind of, let me just strap in for the rest of this movie.
Yeah, and everything is fuck this, fuck that, fuck it. It's just...
Juvenile script writing.
Yeah, it's really juvenile, and I don't think people talk like that normally. I have a filthy mouth, but I don't talk like that on a normal basis.
Right.
So it just seemed so...
Forced.
Yeah, contrived and forced and just... So Rob Zombie-ish.
Maybe that's how Rob Zombie talks.
Probably.
Probably.
Yeah, it's probably how their household is. Do they have kids? God, I hope not.
Not sure.
I don't know.
Sure.
I don't know too much about
Nah,
zombie
no.
than I like the song Dragula.
There you go. That's something.
There you go.
There you go. It's a positive.
It's a positive. And there's a couple positive. I did like the two kid actors. Lindsay and Tommy were actually quite
There's a couple of interesting shots. As a first-time filmmaker, I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting how they set that shot up.
But then there's a whole lot of, wow, this is muddy and this is really poorly edited.
Mm-hmm.
And Dead Meat, the YouTube channel Dead Meat, actually does a really good side-by-side comparison of the theatrical and the director's cut of this film.
Yeah.
And shows you exactly how much filler he put in.
Oh, it just seems like there's so much filler in this movie.
Yeah, because other than the big major change of how he escapes from the asylum, there's just shots that make no sense that he just added in because why not?
I mean, you're already at a 2-hour runtime. You could have cut all that uselessness out and made a much more streamlined film.
Yeah, and that's what slasher films are supposed to be. They're supposed to be streamlined. They're supposed to, A, B, C, D, boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, about an hour and a half, keep moving.
Yeah, if you prolong it, it really starts to just get boring.
Repetitive. Yeah.
It gets boring.
Yeah.
Oh, he's going to kill this person now. And that's what it kind of becomes. So, yeah, original all the way. I don't even think the original is Carpenter's best by any stretch.
No, it's a good movie.
It's a good movie, but I don't, I appreciate it. And I have to say, for a long time, I wasn't really a fan of Carpenter's Halloween, but then I saw Zombies Halloween, and I was like, well, I have a new appreciation for Carpenter's Halloween.
Yeah,
So.
it's definitely no escape from New York.
So our big thing for next month is we have a list of 20 movies.
Right.
And we were going to roll a 20-sided die to determine which one we do.
And that's how we're going to return our movies from here on out.
Yes. And unfortunately, I left the list of movies at home.
Oh, man, we did Carolene right this whole month. We can't count, leave us at home.
That's right. So we're going to do a randomizer, 1 to 20. And then we'll just have to post what movie that is.
Sounds good to me.
Because I don't know. There's not a lot of horror on this movie. I deliberately left a lot of the horror off because we've done so much of it.
So we can save, how about we just stock all our horror up for 2020's Carolene?
Yeah, there we go. But
we can hit our Friday the 13th.
Couple, I mean, there's a couple. I know The Thing is on there. And
yeah.
I believe Suspiria is on there.
Yeah, let's just save all that for 2020.
Yeah, we can just save all that.
There you go.
But there's a lot of different type of movies. So the number of movies is going to be 12.
Okay, 12.
12. And I'll have
figure
to
out
let you know which one that is.
So this ends Carolene.
Yes, happy Halloween. Don't eat circus peanuts. They turn you into crazed maniacs who kill people for no reason.
Crazed, filthy maniacs.
Filthy. Nobody in Haddonfield washes their hair. What the hell is up with that in Zombies Haddonfield? I mean,
yeah, it's Zombies Haddonfield. Yeah, you don't eat the circus peanuts, you end up with grody toes.
I don't think anybody in Zombies universe washes their hair.
No,
it's because
that's
Zombie
why he's so,
doesn't wash his hair.
That's how he's so able to blend into Haddonfield. It's just another unkempt person walking around.
Someone new. Hi, neighbor.
Hi. Hair dirty. Come right on over. Straight to pie.
I just, ew.
Yeah.
It took me three times, boom, 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 to get through this movie again.
3 times.
Just three like stages.
I gotta take a step back for a little bit.
It's like, okay, we made it to the freaking asylum. Let's stop right there. It's like...
So we'll be back next month.
Yes.
With some other genre of something.
Some other genre, yes. Number 12, whatever number 12 is.
Number 12 is. And we'll let you know soon it is up and ready to go. And maybe you guys can watch both before we watch them. And then everyone comes to the table next episode knowing what we're talking about.
So, yeah, this month has been months of where we like the originals.
Yeah.
I think all of them.
Make them like they used to, huh?
Yeah, we like the originals.
September was the Friday the 13th, which I like the remake more.
Yeah. It makes more sense to make Jason a bit more brutish.
Yeah, he just seems like a bit of a brute.
But he's undead.
Or there's a couple
whatever he is. I don't know exactly what he is.
Supernatural or something. And both of these Michael Myers come back from really horrific things. And I'm like, but how? Especially in the Rob Zombie when we spent so much time with him as a normal human being. it makes no sense that he can take the damagement that is dished
Right, that
dished
is
out.
dished out to him. So in the original, he shot 5 times, but you don't know where Loomis exactly shot him.
Yeah, let me just say he's like the most
Halloween 2 is
technical
just
expert.
ridiculously stupid because Laurie shoots him in the eyes.
Yeah,
And
he's
somehow
like,
he shows back up in 4.
shrugs it off, huh?
Okay, I'm
Okay.
fine.
Yeah, don't worry. Didn't
Oh,
need
I'm
these
on
anyways.
fire too, but I'm good.
I got a purpose. All right, so we'll be back next month with our November pick. And until then, thanks for participating in Carolween.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween to all you. We'll do this
Next
again
month
next
is Thanksgiving, so
Yeah, we'll
eat some
find out.
turkey and listen to Refried Scenes.
It sounds like a plan to me. Until then, take it easy and have a good one.